y'all, welcome to Talk with TT. This is my first podcast episode ever, so y'all bear with me, okay? Take it easy in the comments. I'm so excited because I just love to talk, point blank and period. And I'm gonna be talking about everything. We gonna be talking about relationships, to sex, to self-care, men penises, girl on girl action. We just gonna be talking about everything. So I hope that y'all just come in here and just enjoy and comment, and let's just grow together, okay? I have a special guest here today, really close homegirl of mine, but I'm gonna let her introduce herself, okay?
Hey guys, I'm E Lyrics. I'm excited to be here.
And so both of us are really talented individuals, and we both have social media and small businesses. So at the end of this video, I'm gonna post that, so make sure y'all watch the video, y'all, so y'all can see us, you know, y'all can follow us. So let's get into it, y'all. Topic for today is, why in the hell do people stay in toxic relationships? Okay, so I'm gonna get into it first. I'm gonna let her tell her little part. So my first thing I think is the time people invest into each other. People be together so long and they get so complacent that, you know, you don't want to venture out. You get comfortable. And I know you say, how you get comfortable with negativity? You do. You get comfortable with somebody cussing your ass out every day because it's something y'all doing every day. And
right.
No, it usually don't start off like that. You know, it usually starts off nice. You know, like any relationship, you give your best first impression, but it starts to turn toxic. I think people just get comfortable with that toxicity, and you don't. If you like me, I hate the I call it the interview part of when you first start dating someone. You got to ask, what's your favorite color, what you like to do. I hate that. So I know for me in my past, that has been some of the reasons why I have stayed into toxic situations, because I don't really want to do this no more. I'm just gonna try to make it work with him, and at the end of the day, honestly, a toxic relationship is not gonna work unless y'all both gonna put the work in. But most of the time, it's just not gonna work, especially if y'all been toxic for years and ain't nobody trying to change. So that's my number one reason. I'm gonna let my girl tell y'all some of her reasons.
Well, with my personal experience, again, as she mentioned, the time. When you've invested so much other than just the time, you know, whether it was money, your mental, even your health, your physical, your spiritual into the relationship, you're expecting and looking forward to reciprocating that. And again, even with the time you don't spend, you know, 3 years, 5 years, 6, 7, 10, 20 years, you're still hoping one day, okay, or expecting one day to get that back, and, you know, reciprocating it, and you just never get it. So it's like, well, I'd rather wait and expect this, even though I'm not gonna get it, than to start over and have a better chance at getting it. Because in all actuality, who wants to start over? Nobody. Right. But who wants to keep getting ran over? Nobody. So it's like you have to make that choice, and it's not easy. It's not. And before anybody say, "Well, I ain't doing it," it's easy to criticize a seat you either have never sat in or not currently sitting in. So until it's you in the situation with your shoes on, you can't judge nobody else's walk. You know what I'm saying? So.
Right. I really like, she kind of just bounced off what I said. So, you know, we in one accord, because, you know, we've been through some shit. Let me tell you, me and her, when I tell you we've been through some toxic shit, okay, I'm telling you. But another reason, y'all, I think, is low self-esteem. And I see this, I see this in a lot of the women ourselves. I'm gonna tell you, when ladies, we all know that what happens most of the time when you stay in a toxic relationship for a long time, we end up having kids. And the kids affects what? Your bodies. And so when that's when I was touching on, I was talking about the low self-esteem. You start believing that ain't nobody gonna want you, you don't look good anymore. And if it's toxic, he or she or whoever, your spouse, they probably telling you that you don't look good and don't nobody want you to, because they want to keep you into that toxic relationship. So I know, like, that's the self-esteem is a big one. I done been there. I done been, you know, feeling like that. I was dating this young guy one time, and he was about 12 years younger than me, and because I was older, I would feel like, oh, he might want somebody younger than me, or being a big girl, they might want somebody smaller than me. And usually the people you with, they'll tell you things like that. All of that is toxic. So if you got somebody that's telling you, like, you need to lose weight, or nobody wants you, and all of those things, get away from that. Because even if you said I need to lose weight, you would say something instead like, hey, let's go work out, let's get healthy. Not, oh, you need to lose weight, you fat, ain't nobody gonna want you. That's toxic, man. It's not worth it, because the lower your self-esteem go, the longer time you gonna stay in that relationship. I'm telling you. So I got a question for you. What is the most toxic situation, the most toxic thing somebody ever did to you?
The most toxic thing that
Yes.
someone has ever did to me? Touche. Infidelity. Infidelity. And it pretty much went on the entire relationship. And it was, and one thing we don't discuss when it comes to toxicity is the behaviors that we pick up when, you know, the non-toxic people, we pick up that behavior, because it's like, when have I ever started pulling up somebody's house? You know, when I ever stopped pulling up somebody's job, that ain't me. You know, I'm literally doing, you know, stuff like that. You know, at that. So yeah, you start picking up, or I would say I was picking up toxic behavior that was not even in my character, all because, you know, you allow a person's toxicity to rest upon you. That shit gotta go. Like that shit gotta go. But yeah, you don't want to stay just because of time, or because you're afraid to, you know, move the clock forward. Don't rewind nothing. Just move forward. It's okay to start off fresh, start over, reset as many times as you need, but don't settle just because you feel like you're I guess not worthy, you know. And that's, again, feel. Just because it's what you feel don't mean that's what's real, you know. So
right, yeah. So them toxic relationships, and another thing too, they can really drain you. You'd be surprised how many people leave a toxic relationship with a mental illness, because you done went through all that suffering, pain, all them years. You leave depressed, bipolar, used and abused, and then before you even get into your next relationship, you got to heal from that. So it's a lie. I'm telling you, I'm at a point in my life now that I ain't doing none of that toxic shit, because when I tell you, it's draining. And it's so many people out there that'll love you the correct way. That's like Steve Harvey was talking about it in one of his shows. He was like, you know how many men out there that'll love you the way you're supposed to love, and you over here letting Tommy the baser, who ain't got, you know what I'm saying, who ain't got no car, he driving your car, he dropping you off to work, do you any kind of way and talk to you in car. No, it's too many people out there, too many men and women that will love you the correct way with all the toxicity. And you're like, well, what is the toxicity? Talking to you any kind of way, not showing any respect, even the ones that ain't even doing their part in a relationship, as far as if we're renting a home together, apartment or whatever, us both paying bills, all of that. Because if you've been in a relationship 5 years and you've been paying the bills 4 years, you ain't in a relationship, you've been by yourself. For real. Like it's a lot, y'all. That toxic relationships, it's a lot. And I know people that is still in them and be asking me, should they leave? Hell yeah, leave, run, just jump out the window, whatever. For real though, whatever you got to do. Me and her both experienced it.
Exit plan,
right? Yes, get you a good exit plan.
You remember that exit plan I had?
What?
I took too long to know.
But hey, you did it.
But God removed the situation for me. It was painful, but He had to remove it because I was taking too long.
Right. So I'm just telling y'all, like, just love yourself. Love yourself more than you love other people. Because another thing, that's how the toxicness start, of you loving somebody more than you love yourself. You know what I'm saying? And like me and her was talking the other day, people treat you not a point on how you should be treated. Sometimes they treat you how they feel, and if they feel like shit and they feel like they ain't worth nothing, then guess what they gonna do? They gonna treat you like shit and treat you like you ain't nothing. You know, right? So I just really encourage the people got the toxic situation, because now with the society, with the Christian and the Blueface, it's cool to be toxic. It is not cool, because that you could end up in like jail. Somebody you been let's say you snap You can't take it no more. You snap on them and kill them. You kill your spouse or what? So that toxic, they can have it. I ain't with it. I wanna be loved, and I ain't saying like we ain't gonna never argue, we ain't gonna never fight. But I'm not doing no physical fighting. And when we argue, we gonna be able to come to an agreement. We not hitting below no belts, talking about each other, kids and mamas and your mama fat. No, we not doing none of that. We gonna love each other the correct way around here. You know? So I wanted to go back and talk more about the mental illness and the emotional damage you get from these toxic relationships, because me and her was kind of like, you know, talking about it, and I'm gonna let her go a little deeper into it because she has experienced it more recently. So I'm gonna let her talk about it, but we're gonna go back and talk about that emotional damage, okay?
So yeah, the mental illnesses and, as you said, the emotional damage, yes, that I have actually encountered and experienced is anxiety. That is nothing to play with. It does not, you know, care how old you are, none of that. And just to kind of touch bases with that in this, from a perspective of specifics, because of my past situationship, you know, I can't. It doesn't even deserve the term relationship. You know what I'm saying? Situationship, encounter, whatever. There's two parts of town, or two sides of towns that I won't go on in my hometown, because I want to prevent at all costs any and all possibilities of me being triggered, you know, as far as my, you know, the wrong reaction coming out, or, you know, whether it's a personal situation, that's no joke. I've even experienced anxiety even on my job, although it was a different scenario, but anxiety is anxiety at the end of the day. I've never had anxiety until, you know what I'm saying,
that relationship, that toxic situation you went through.
Toxicity so it's important to be able to recognize a mile away and setting boundaries, being able to, you know, and then to on an adult tip, we know the signs and we see the signs in the beginning. What it is, where we get ourselves in trouble, is we ignore them. And that's just me holding myself accountable, because I can't, to a certain extent, you can only hold that person or those people accountable to a certain extent. At some point,
because you allowing some of that stuff, which means you don't deserve it. Because then people, you know, I hate when people say that, oh, well, you allowed them to treat you like that, and you allowed them to do this to you. You right. They know wrong from right, too. So, you know what I'm saying? I didn't allow nobody to call me out my name, or I wanted that or deserved that. So, people need to get out there talking about you allowed them to do that. Because, you know, when you get feelings and all that stuff, it is kind of hard to pull away, even though it's a toxic situation. So, don't nobody deserve to be treated badly.
Once you hold yourself accountable, don't blame yourself after that, which is what that's where she's coming from. Once you hold yourself accountable for what you knew, that's it.
That's it.
Don't be trying to blame yourself from what some. So yeah, what you don't want to be triggered. So you're gonna do any and everything to protect your triggers, as well as any possible negative reactions. And on top of that, to go piggyback on what I was saying, once you hold yourself accountable, that's it. Don't start blaming yourself for what somebody else did. Hold yourself accountable, move forward, start your healing journey, so that you can start receiving and reaping the harvest of what you were missing out on, because that person was just holding you back. Let's be real. They were holding you back. They were a hindrance. They were not of any good at all.
And the quicker you realize that, the quicker you can get out that toxic situation. And the thing about it, you could be the toxic individual too. So that's you. Sometimes you got to take accountability, because I done had, you know, toxic ways myself. So, but if you, like she said, holding that accountability and saying, okay, this is a toxic situation. We either gonna, you know, you could go to your partner and say, hey, this is a toxic situation. What can we do to work this out? If they willing to work it out, y'all could even try to do that. But say y'all try and it's just not it, then you need to go your separate ways, because that means that one out of two things: either somebody's not trying as hard as they should be, or y'all could just have outgrown each other, and it just became too toxic, you know, and you just need to move on at that point. And like she said, start your healing process, because before you get in the next relationship, you're gonna have to do a lot of healing, because you do not want to take that into your next relationship. Let me tell you, I have done it, and that relationship ended faster than the last one. Either they ended up recognizing some of my toxic ways, or I even recognized myself, was like, whoa, or I recognized that they was toxic. So when you got to heal when you get out these relationships, because like that hurt people. I really believe that people do. When you hurting, you hurt people. So that's why heal. Take your time. Don't be rushing into relationships. I know we're getting older and you want somebody to love and all that. But if you want love, take time. It's like cooking some bread in the oven. You know, when your grandma in there and she got to butter that bread up and put it in there. And you know, when they cooking a cake or bread, don't walk in the kitchen. It takes time. So allow yourself that time to just heal, you know, and process things. And then so when you get in the next situation, you're not going through that, because this new society toxic thing they got going on that is good. It's not.
It's like toxic is the new love.
Right, and it's not, because people getting, but basically all the kids that are coming up behind us, they hurt. It's like everybody hurt, and it's all about get back. Oh, I break up with you. Oh, you break up with me. I break, like it's all about get back. They not even really.
People need good opportunities all the time. So
Right.
if that's the only thing you got that's gonna make you feel good. Oh, I left her, baby. People are walking off good jobs all the time.
Who you telling?
They're walking away from good opportunities. So if it makes you feel good that just to say that you walked away first, then you can have that.
You can have that. Right. Okay, so what we was talking about that get back by, oh, you broke up with me, or oh, I broke up with you. That's another thing. Do you know how exhausting it is to break up and make up? Break up and make up. Do you know how much that wears on your mental? You know, and I'm coming from somebody, I'm bipolar myself, so I can't listen, y'all. I can't deal with it. I be the psyched out. So I just the more the story, the purpose of this video, is I'm just coming to the people, and I just really want to talk, and I want to reach out to people, and just stress about this toxicity, to leave these toxic relationships where they at. This new Christian Rock and Blueface, it's not the new normal. This shit is abnormal. For you to be walking around here hitting on each other, beating on each other, screaming, calling each other all out your name, making up the breakup. And I don't want that type of sex. I want sex where we just gonna be continuously us loving each other. I want to make love. I don't need to break up for you to beat the brakes off me, you know, in the bedroom. I don't want, if you can't beat the brakes off me off for just loving me without the toxicity, you ain't for me.
You know.
So I just want y'all to just take heed to leave these toxic relationships alone. They really dangerous. People really getting hurt out here, and I just really hope that I hope y'all enjoyed the video. This is my first episode.
Yep.
I did it. My girl here. I'm so glad you came. And girl, you calmed me down, kept my nerves down. Y'all, she really helped me.
I'm happy to be here.
Right. I'm so glad she's here.
Yeah.
So I just want to thank everybody that's going to watch it. I want to thank you. Please share, y'all. Share, comment topics y'all want me to talk about. If you love it, if you hate it, comment that so I know what not to do the next time. Or I know how to take criticism.
Don't
y'all
be a hater.
Right now. Don't be rude and disrespectful. But I want you to be honest with me. But for real, I really enjoyed this. Once again, I'm so glad you came. I love you.
Likewise.
It was fun, y'all. I had fun. Y'all come back, watch, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much. Y'all have a great evening, okay?